Hey everybody, I am just so excited. I wanted to interview my friend Amber Taylor real quick, just because I am just so inspired by her. I wanted some people have been asking about her story, and the people that know her just have been able to see her transformation. And so I wanted to kind of hear from her mouth, what's been going on, and just such amazing transformation. So Amber, would you be so kind to tell us a little bit about what's been going on with you?
Sure, I'd love to. Thanks, Shan. You're so sweet. So I've been on this health journey for about 12 weeks, and I've lost 29 pounds
Amazing. Incredible.
and about that many inches as well. Um, but you know what? I just my self confidence has just skyrocketed. Um, my energy and motivation has gone up so much, and I don't need an afternoon nap anymore. I feel like I have a lot more patience with my kids, and um, just a lot more excitement about my everyday life. And I'm just super excited to share it with everybody, because I know that I'm not the only one who has ever felt kind of like they were stuck, sort of, and that's kind of how I was feeling before I started this journey.
Tell us a little bit more about kind of some things that have led up to this decision to kind of make this big health transformation.
Okay. So I've struggled with eating disorders. When I was about 9 years old, my mom remarried, and her second husband was abusive, both sexually and emotionally, especially to me, kind of targeted me. And, as a way to kind of fight back, I started starving myself. And that went on through high school. And then as I had a couple other really hard things happen when I was in high school. My mom got really sick when I was about 16 years old, and for a while nobody could find out what was wrong with her. The doctors couldn't figure it out. They thought maybe it was cancer, and I was worried about her dying. And she was diagnosed with lupus, which is a serious chronic illness. And just seeing my mom sick has been really hard for me and stressful. A couple months after that, my dad committed suicide, and I felt like it was all my fault at that point in my life. And it was so hard for me that I couldn't really deal with it at that time. I just kind of buried it. And I buried it along with the abuse that had happened to me earlier in my life. Just kind of swept it all under the rug, and didn't deal with those things for a while, a long time. And then, I finally married my dream man, and we started living our happily ever after, and had my first baby. And about 6 months after, I felt like I should be feeling better. I should be back on my feet, and I just wasn't. I was exhausted all the time. And I didn't feel depressed inside. I just felt just completely exhausted all the time. I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's thyroiditis, or Graves' disease, and just fatigue became a part of my life. And as we added to our family, our second baby was about 3 weeks old when we moved across the country for schooling for my husband. And I had been diagnosed with depression after my dad's death, and then when my husband and I moved across the country, is when I had my first major anxiety attack. And those things just kind of made me feel broken inside. And the way that I found to comfort myself and to kind of cope was food. I turned to food. Yeah. It quickly became an addiction. And so, earlier in my life, I had starved myself. Now I was compulsive eating and binge eating.
Wow.
And that has carried on throughout my adult years. And I just reached a point where I was done. I was done with the Band-Aid solutions. I was, about 7 years ago, all of that bottled up garbage from my past just kind of erupted, and I had to deal with it at that time. I was in 2.5 years of therapy with an amazing counselor, and because of the Savior, really, because of His atonement, I have been able to heal, and I just want to be done with. I wanted to be done with those unhealthy habits that were kind of controlling my life.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing so many of those details. And I know so many people that are even watching this, and even that you've been able to touch, have been through similar situations that can identify with that. So I know that you're not alone in that, but yet you have such a unique journey that's kind of prepared you for the position that you're in right now. One question I had was, what do you feel like, getting to kind of rock bottom at that time that you kind of mentioned, and really really committing that, you didn't want to live like that anymore. When you made that commitment, what do you feel like was the change that you've seen from now until that point? What has helped you to be able to get to where you want to be?
Really, it's this philosophy. Can I share a quote with you?
Yeah.
Is that okay with you? Well, there's a couple different quotes that really express how I feel. The first one is by Marianne Williamson, and it says, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our fear, our presence automatically liberates others." And you know what? I felt captivated. And I don't feel that way anymore. And I know that there are other people who feel captivated, who feel stuck, and who want to also be liberated, and also want to let their light shine, mm-hmm. and want to reach their full potential, and need a vehicle to get there.
Wow. So what has been your vehicle in getting there, and kind of like tell us an update on, you mentioned like have you lost all the weight in the inches? Kind of give us a little information about that.
So I eat 6 small meals a day. 5 of them are medically formulated meal replacements that have just the right protein and carb balance to keep my body into fat burn. But what's really amazing is that I don't have those cravings, and that I was struggling with every day. I don't crave junk food and soda like I was. And I feel like my metabolism has just gone through the roof. I have so much more energy. And I also cook a very healthy meal for my family for dinner. They don't always love it, but at least I'm giving them something that's really healthy that I feel good about.
Absolutely. How has your mind, like the educational side, kind of helped you to be able to be successful and be where you are today?
So I've learned so much about mindfulness, about really thinking about my actions instead of just being acted upon. I feel like I'm really making choices now that are healthy for my body, my mind, and my finances.
Awesome.
It really helps me to feel like I'm more in control of my life.
For sure. And I know recently you have actually decided to help other people, and how you've really found such success with yourself, and you're feeling so good. Tell me more about that.
You know what just really excites me about being a health coach is that maybe this is a way that I can advocate for survivors of abuse, for the survivors of people who have had loved ones who have committed suicide. for people who are struggling with eating disorders or have loved ones that are struggling with eating disorders, and for people who are struggling with mental illness and or have loved ones that are struggling with those things. I just feel like that's my main purpose, is to advocate.
Amazing. Amazing. I absolutely am just so inspired by you. I always have been. And it's been so fun to see your transformation in your journey, just being a part of that. Thank you so much. Do you have anything else you want to share?
I have one more quote that I love. Okay, so this is by Walter Gonzalez, and he says, "Thanks to him, wounded souls may be healed and broken hearts may be mended. There is no burden that he cannot ease or remove. He knows about our infirmities and sicknesses. I promise and testify to you that when all doors seem to be closed, when everything else seems to fail, he will not fail you. Christ will help and is the way out, whether the struggle is with an addiction, depression, or something else. He knows how to succor his people. It is comforting to feel and see that he rose from the dead with healing in his wings, that because of him, we will meet and embrace again those beloved ones who have passed away. Verily, our conversion unto him is rewarded with our healing. Hosanna, blessed be the name of the Most High God." And it is my Savior that I credit my healing to. I just want to make sure that everyone knows that.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. I know that means a lot to you, and just your journey has just inspired so many other people. So thanks again. And thanks for watching.